India is a land of unity in diversity. It is an interwoven framework of multi-ethnic culture and heritage of different indigenous tribes. The Chakmas are one such tribe inhabiting the small hilly state of Tripura in the northeastern region of India. According to historians Vincent Smith and Suniti Kumar Chatterjee, the Chakmas are a Mongoloid race who are one of the bearers of India's rich culture and heritage. The various folklores, palm leaf inscriptions, ballads, and folk tales bear evidence to Champaknagar as the original dwelling place of the Chakmas. Many eminent historians, Satish Chandra Ghosh, Raja Bhuvan Mohan Roy, Madhav Chandra Chakma, believed Champaknagar to be located somewhere in central India or nearby region. With the evolution of time and a series of reshuffling, a fraction of Chakma populace migrated to Tripura. In this documentary, their lifestyle, philosophy, language, culture, and religion are presented. Over the years, the Chakmas have gone through a cultural synthesis due to contact with other ethnic groups. They are relentlessly striving to preserve and revive their indigenous culture and heritage. The educated Chakma youths of today still turn to their past in quest of old traditions and are spreading awareness of Chakma alphabets. The tradition of giving Bhatmaja to the mother of the newborn is prevalent among the Chakmas living in urban areas even today. When a child is born into a family, the women of the neighborhood and the relatives of the family share the responsibility of taking care of the child. They visit the child with gifts and other essential commodities and bring along delicacies for the mother. People of the Chakma community usually look upon the offering of the Bhatmaja as a pleasing part of their traditions and generally do not miss out on it. When a woman misses out on visiting the newborn and mother, she feels a sense of guilt and shame. The entire community share the responsibility of the newborn. When the umbilical cord of the newborn comes off, the Chakmas celebrate the Hojoipani ceremony. The people of the community are invited to a feast. In this ceremony, the parents of the newborn please the midwife with various gifts such as chicken, new clothes, and money. Through this ceremony, the family and parents of the newborn are cleansed from a state of Oshiji, which means impure according to the Chakmas. Gile Hojoy and raw turmeric are soaked in water, and this mixture is used as holy water for the purification process. The Chakmas sing the Oli Git, a very sweet kind of lullaby to put their babies to a deep sleep. Usually, this is sung by the grandparents of the child.
Oli, oli, oli re, siji dona tumon jana pori. Oli, oli, oli re, siji dona tumon jana pori.
The Chakmas have a special ceremony known as Jameye. In Jameye, the elders of the community gather and fix the marriage date, and this ceremony is known as Tinpur. Once the marriage date is decided upon, preparation for the marriage starts in full swing in both the families, with the community people of the respective families helping them with all the chores, and the head of the family is reduced to just being a mere spectator. The community people take the responsibility of the entire event, and it is moral obligation of the village head to see to it that the marriage is properly solemnized. The Mela or the marriage ceremony acts as a unifying event which binds the entire community with the threads of love, brotherhood, and harmony. The Shamala means the best man. In his traditional attire, guides the bride and groom through the various rites of the marriage. The Bo Dharani and the younger sister of the groom carry rice cakes and other delicacies, and other commodities like jewelry, clothing, and traditional marriage costumes are carried to the house of the bride by women. The groom's party is greeted by the bride's family at the gate of the house. The groom's feet are washed by the bride's younger sister or brother. The Shamala seeks permission from the elders before tying the bride and groom with a white piece of cloth. The dialogue goes as Jadon Bani Dibar Hugum Agini Nei means, can I bind the bride and groom? The elders reply, Age Age means, yes, yes. The Chakmas refer to their drawing room as Shingoba and the backyard as Pijor. The bride and groom get tied up and exchange rings, then feed each other mixed egg rice and pan. The entire process is called Jodon Bana. After the feast, the elders sit down to bless the newlyweds. The Shamala accompanies the bride and groom along with a dish carrying cotton and rice grains. The bride and groom hold on to the feet of the elders with rice and cotton and seek their blessing. Sunlong is a significant part of Chakma wedding. It takes place in groom's house. The newlywed brides fetches water from lakes, stream, river or well. Three deities, Shadagachi, Parameshwari and Pietra, are worshipped. The earthen pot which comes along with the bride is tied up. In front of these deities, the priest or the Oja foresees the future of the couple. Various commodities remain present during the occasion. A pair of jackfruit leaf, known to them as Akpada, is used to predict the future of the newlywed by the priest. Tossing of the Akpada is done by the priest 3 times. Similar phase of the leaf is considered auspicious. Besides these, various good and bad visions are viewed by the priest on boiled eggs and chicken feet. One of the important features in the Chakma marriage system is the younger sister of the groom remains veiled by carrying the pide hailong. Regarding dabha, sweet and sour exchange of words takes place between the bride and the groom's party. In the past, dabha, that is dowry, is sought from the bride's part. If demands are not fulfilled, then verbal bouts used to take place in the wedding. Wedding last ritual is Hana Sireni. After the completion of wedding feast, the elders of the both sides sit together to complete the wedding's last ritual. At first, a pair of inseparable dish is prepared in the name of the bride and groom and is presented before them. The newlywed couple wash their hand and start serving the guests. The guests who drink liquor are served the liquor which is presented by the groom to the bride. In the end, hada, a kind of dessert prepared from pumpkin, is served. Then the priest or oja of the groom's side discloses previous night's dream or vision which he sees in a fasting state. Fortunate and unfortunate events are disclosed in the Hana Sirani ceremony by the priest based on the vision. Sometimes the entire Chimulang ritual has to be recognized if some bad signs are noticed in the priest's vision. Finally, the bride's father hands over his daughter. The whole atmosphere turns emotional and gloomy. When a person dies, it is customary for every member of the family, as well as other members of the community, to come and pay their last respect to the deceased. It is the responsibility of the family to inform the kith and kin of the deceased about the death. With the spread of the news, people visit the deceased family to have a last look of the deceased. Money is put on the chest of the deceased by the visitors. This money is known as Bugohari. The Chakmas believe that this money is used by the deceased as a fare to cross over the Bhabogang or the river of life. If a family member of the deceased is abroad, then the body is preserved until that person can pay his or her last homage to the deceased. The neighbors keep a vigil upon the body at night. They play games like cards to keep awake. At times, religious song like Buddha Kirtan is sung. The flame of the alchi is always kept burning beside the body of the deceased so that no evil spirits can harm the dead body. The Chakmas believe the alchi act as a protective ring around the dead body. These days, such practices are not prevalent in towns and cities, unlike villages. Every member of the community, irrespective of their age and gender, take part in the funeral. One distinct feature of the Chakma cremation ceremony is the use of channo. It is a white piece of cloth hanged from the top end of 4 bamboo poles erected at 4 corners of the pyre. A hole is made in the middle of the channo, which acts as an outlet from the smoke of the pyre. The channo usually does not catch fire. If it catches fire, the Chakmas consider it as a bad sign. On the 7th day post-funeral, the Chakmas observe Satyene, the belief that the spirit of the departed is unable to break the free from the worldly bindings if the Satyene is not performed. Every day, essential goods are donated to the Buddhist monks as per one's financial ability. Usually, the members of the community share the expenditure of the Satyene, as they believe by doing so they will gain merit. The Chakma women are adept at preparing various kinds of food items and delicacies like Saine Pide, Bora Pide, Hoga Pide, Beng Pide, Hola Pide during various festivities and ceremonies. The Chakma women make various kinds of dresses like Jumusilum, Pinon, Hadi, Borgi, Adhabar for themselves, and the men with the help of self-spun cotton in the traditional bain, means the traditional weaving process. Alam is the ultimate word in the traditional design of the Chakmas. It is a piece of cloth on which designs of flower, leaves, seeds, and insects are imprinted upon. The Chakma women follow the alarm and its design while weaving pinon, hadi, hobong, and various garments. Uluful, bigun biji, bilehuj, etc. are some of the names of the designs found in the alarm. Seeds of various wild fruits and flowers, especially seeds of ketoki phool, is used to make an ornament similar to the necklace. Nowadays, artificial beads are used in place of seeds. In the making of gilittak, the women who are good looking and adept at various house chores like cooking, weaving, and making necklace can demand higher dabha from the groom's family. The Chakma women make their own traditional dress called pinan and hadi from their own handmade materials called sachpada. Red and black cotton is mainly used along with other colorful threads to make it. A beautiful motif called chapuge is made at one end of the pinan. The pinan worn down the waist till the ankle. Hadi is a piece of hand-woven cloth bearing various designs and motifs from the alam. It is worn across the chest by the Chakma women. Hobong is a white piece of cloth worn by the Chakmas on the head. It is made on the pain. Bengahonga, bigun biji, tedui beji, junipul are some of the motifs which are used in the hobong. The Thanmana is performed before the reaping of the June, usually between the months of September to January. There are two priests, one for the water and one for the land. The water ojha predicts the rainfall, water-related calamities, and also other water-related issues like waterborne diseases of the people. The land ojha warns against the attack of wild animals such as tiger, bear, and wild boar. Animals are sacrificed in the name of Ma Ganga, which takes place in the puja, whereas in some cases, cereals and fruits offerings are made. These puja usually perform on the river or stream by using decorated bamboo structures. The good and bad sign of Thanmana determines the course of the June harvest. After Thanmana, for the next 7 days, people refrain from harming the vegetation and try to preserve silence during performing household chores. These days, this ritual is less practiced. As per the Chakma heritage, the Jaltungi is the recreational home for the Chakma youths for ages. The replica of the same is presented during the Biju festival in many places. After Thanmana, the spots for jhum cultivation are chosen, and clearing of the chosen spot is done on a favorable day during the month of Magha and Falguna. This task is usually performed by men folk in a festive mood by singing Ubogit and Choragit. The men and women sow and reap the harvest.
Gucci holadi hoydene ambocha o nagor e murichun sinilong ekna tui more bacheta ekna more bacheta.
Monoghar is a high platform bamboo structure. It is built at the site of the jhum cultivation. Various kinds of crops are grown at the site of cultivation, and after a hard day's work, the girls and the boys relax by playing hengrong and flute. Then Alphaloni is observed in every household in the month of Ashar. On this day, first harvest of the season is offered as Seong to the Lord Buddha, and the elders of the community are invited to a meal at every household. The people abstain from any kind of activities related to cultivation. Between the month of July and August, the paddy matures. In order to protect the crops from the attack of wild animals and birds, fellow juniors are called for help during the reaping of the crops. While reaping, in order to beat boredom, the sing-along, the participants are given a grand feast where chicken and wild boar meat are served. Whole night long, Ganguli Git, Jora Git are sung, and dancing also takes place. The entire activity is known as Malaya to the Chakmas.
Ranga ranga dano sije moji moji potone sade sade dingire bareng buri buri jadone ranga ranga dano sije moji moji potone sade sade dingire bareng buri buri jadone.
The Chakmas do not entertain unrestrained conduct, and any such type of incident is dealt with harsh punishment irrespective of social status. When a couple elope against the will of their families, they cannot come back to their families until the society accepts them back. A social trial of the duo is called by the village head. At first, the girl is sent back to her parents. The boy's family has to pay a penalty as decided by the village head. However, it is interesting to note that if the couple somehow manage to elope thrice, then the society is obliged to marry them off.
এই চাকমা সংস্কৃতি ধর্ম বিচার ব্যবস্থার বাদে রাখাই ব্যক্তি আমি ত্রিপুরা রাজ্যর চাকমা সামাজিক পরিষদ গঠন করছি সেন সর্বস্তরে ভাগ হয়ে বিচার ব্যবস্থা বিষয় আদাম হার বাড়িয়ে করে দেশের নিশায় আদাম হার বাড়িয়ে যদি সেনারে লোবারে দেওয়া হয় এই সেন সাগালা পঞ্চায়েতও দেছে সাগালা পঞ্চায়েতে যদি লোবাইলিয়ে চুলানি পঞ্চায়েতও দেছে এবং চুলানি পঞ্চায়েতে লোবাইলিয়ে রেজি করতে দেছে এই শুধু পুকুরি আমি Sherbostore Baguti. Shedolode, the Tuburi, Adam Harbari, Shagala Harbari, Suluani Harbari, Reju Harbari, Eva Sherbostore Baguti.
The Chakmas refer a discarded tomb as Raine, and revisiting it is called Rainebera. They visit the discarded tomb site in search of various vegetables like Narahabasumi, Damotsumi, Bigun, Morich, Amile, Chonpur, Amotshak, and Pujogohori. They carry these on their back in the halong, which is a cane basket usually made by the tribals. The young boys and girls sing Upogit and Choragit while collecting vegetables. A beautiful dance form is associated with this activity known as Ranyabera dance. As Buddhists, the Chakmas organize Mahakothin Chibardhan, which is a significant religious festival of the Buddhist. In this festival, a huge gathering of people takes place in a hall to take the Panchashil. The main purpose of this festival is to offer Chibor to the Buddhist monk, which is the holy attire of the Buddhist monk. The significance of this festival lies in the fact that the devotees have to undergo a lot of hardship in preparing the chibor. The preparation begins with the collection of raw carpus cotton from the tomb, which is then spun into threads on the traditional spinning wheel called the charkha. This thread is then immediately tied, dried, and stitched into a piece of cloth. The whole activity is completed within a span of a single night. According to the Buddhist, the merit gained through Kothin Chibardhan is unparalleled to all the other religious donations. The origin of the Mahakothin Chibardhan festival is found in the story of Vishakha, a devotee of Lord Buddha, who is believed to have donated chibor to 500 Buddhist monks within a span of 24 hours. Biju is the traditional festival of the Chakmas. It takes place at the end of the month of Chaitra. It starts from 13th April and continues till 15th April of every year. Phul Biju, Mool Biju and Koche Poche Biju are celebrated on these 3 days. The Phul Biju is celebrated on the first day, followed by the Mool Biju, and at last Koche Poche Biju is celebrated. On Phul Biju, early in the morning, people take bath and go on collecting flowers, which are then offered to Lord Buddha. A pear leaf with flowers atop is released in rivers, and people decorate their houses with different kinds of flowers. In the noon, they go out to collect various vegetables from forest or raine. In the evening, earthen lamps are lit in homes. On the day of Mool Biju, after taking birth early in the morning, People free their livestock, such as pig, goat, cow, buffalo, and chicken. Pajon, a special dish, is prepared in every household. People from all sections of the community forget their differences and enjoy and celebrate the Biju festival. As a ritual, teenage girls are wrapped around the chest with the hadi. On Gotche Poche Biju, fish and meat are cooked in every household, and people are invited over. In order to come out of everyday monotony and need of healthy recreation, the Chakmas have developed various games and sports. They play Bajharam Dhaba, Putak, Guduhara, Nadinghara, Gelehara, Annikhara, Tagalhara, Pattihara, etc. In this ever-changing world, the lifestyles of the Chakmas also could not remain untouched by the wind of change. Leaving behind their old tradition of jhum cultivation, a large fraction of them are looking forward to modern office jobs.